Hi YouTubers, it's having an expectation for us. I'm recording it right now, so it's going to be a kind of a ramble slash rant about something, so I want to do a video right now. Now, I apologize in this video if I'm a little bit negative. This is where a video where I'm going to give my opinion on something, so if I sound a little bit negative, believe me, I'm not trying to be negative on purpose. I'm in a very kind of a little bit of a tense mood right now. I've had a really busy day at work. I've also had some ongoing issues right now, so if I sound a little bit tense, a little bit odd, that's the reason why. I'm just a little bit tired and kind of a little bit overstressed right now. So anyway, back to the video topic. This is going to be a rant about tobacco pet peeve. Now, what is a pet peeve? A pet peeve is basically something that annoys you, something that kind of pisses you off. And tobacco, obviously, cigarettes, cigars, pipes, hookah. Then you also have chew, dip, and snooze. And then you have e-cigarettes and nicotine patches and nicotine gum. And basically, I want to discuss a big pet peeve of mine with vaping. Now, I don't vape personally. Vaping is electronic cigarettes, electronic cigars, e-pipes. And basically, I don't vape personally. I've tried vaping 3 times, once in 2014, 2015, 2016. And was it? No, it was 2013, 2014, 2015. I apologize. I got the years wrong. It was 2013, 2014, 2015 because I tried my aunt's electronic cigarette back in 2013. I actually bought a disposable e-cig back in 2014, and I kind of used that for about a week before it died. And then in 2015, I went to a vape bar down Cape Cod in Massachusetts. So, and there was, I went there, I had a free sample of e-juice. So, yes, I've tried vaping 3 times in 2013, 2014, 2015. So, I apologize for just getting the dates wrong. I don't have the best memory, big ass cigar for life. And basically, I want to discuss a pet peeve that I was thinking about today with vaping. And that is people, and I'm not going to name names, but I'm going to say certain people who think vaping is extremely safe. Now, obviously, vaping is probably a hell of a lot better than smoking tobacco. I mean, when you smoke tobacco, even in cigars and pipes, nice big ass cigars, big ass pipes, you are burning tobacco. I mean, you're creating tar, you're creating carbon monoxide, you're creating, like, you know, all of these gases and fumes. You're also creating, like, formaldehyde, nickel, that kind of stuff, cadmium, chromium, acetone, you know, all those horrible chemicals. So, obviously, vaping is probably a hell of a lot better for you. I mean, it's a no-brainer because it's the same thing as smokeless tobacco. While there is a risk involved in the mouth, it's automatically better than smoking because there's no harm to the lungs or the heart, that kind of stuff, or the harm to the heart is less. So it is automatically less dangerous than smoking because you're not inhaling a toxic component to your lungs. Now, what I have a problem with, this is kind of my pet peeve, is people who think vaping is the safest thing since sliced bread, or the safest thing since drinking water. And that kind of gets back to, like, the marijuana people, you know, people who are the marijuana zealots, who think, you know, oh, smoking weed is safer than drinking a glass of water. And it kind of, honestly, kind of pisses me off. I mean, it's like, believe what you want to believe about marijuana or vaping. It's like, but when you start saying, like, oh, it's the safest thing since drinking a glass of water, it's safer than drinking a glass of water, then you're kind of being, oh, what's the word for it? Kind of like, you know, somebody who's fantasizing things, you know, you're almost in an imaginary world, because it's like, that's not realistic. It's like, okay, you know, smoking pot is probably better for you than smoking cigarettes, and vaping is probably better for you than smoking cigarettes. Same thing as chewing or dipping or snoozing or snuffing, but it's like, it's not as safe as, like, drinking a glass of water. I mean, don't kid yourself. Even marijuana has some, you know, problems with it. You know, it can still elevate your heart rate, make you paranoid, all that kind of stuff. So, I'm not going to get a big debate about that. But back to my point is, that's the kind of thing I have a problem with, and honestly, it's like, how can you prove that vaping or electronic cigarettes, e-smoking, is that safe? Because electronic cigarettes have been out for 10 years. Really, the modern day e-cigarette that you see in stores has been out for 10 years, roughly. Say roughly about 10 years. And it's like the tobacco plant has been around for 5,000 to 7,000 years. The cannabis plant has been around for 10,000 years. It's like, how can you prove that in the last 10 years there's no harm done? You can't say for sure, we can never say for sure that e-smoking or vaping is safe, because generally cell transformation in the average human being, there will always be exceptions to the rule, but the average cell transformation takes 20 to 40 years, so until 20 to 40 years has passed, you can't say for sure if e-smoking or vaping is safe. because it hasn't been enough time. You get what I'm saying, right? I mean, you get what I'm saying. It's like obviously we know tobacco, smoking is unhealthy because people have been smoking tobacco products for the last, 5,000 years. It's like, okay, there's obviously a risk of lung cancer, bladder cancer, heart disease, kidney cancer, pancreatic cancer, heart disease, diabetes, that kind of stuff, high blood pressure, because people have been smoking tobacco for 10,000 or almost for 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 years. So we can say for sure that's a concrete answer. It's like, beyond a reasonable doubt, when you smoke tobacco, when you burn tobacco, you're putting yourself at risk for cancer, even if you don't inhale. And same thing with marijuana. It's like, okay, we can say it's probably a lot better to smoke cannabis than tobacco because it's been around for 10,000 years. But back to my point about e-smoking or vaping, how the hell can you say it's safe? It's only been around for 10 years. It's like the modern day e-cigarette came to the United States in 2007. It was invented in 2004 in China, or 2003, 2004 in China. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, smokeless cigarettes date back to the 90s. Smokeless cigarettes go back to the 90s and 80s with big tobacco companies. But the modern day e-cigarette you see in stores is really only 10 years old, maybe a little bit more than 10 years old. So you can't say for sure that e-smoking or vaping is safe because generally how long does it take to develop lung cancer or heart disease or mouth cancer or throat cancer? 20 plus years. So until somebody has been using e-cigarettes consistently, the same product for 20 plus years, you can't say for sure. It's like people say, well, there's no tar, there's no toxins. Bullshit. It's like bullshit. Because it's like just because there's no tar and toxins does not make it automatically safe. A lot of people say there's no harm in eating a hamburger, but there are plenty of problems with eating a hamburger. You can get colon cancer, rectal cancer, anal cancer, you can get pancreatic cancer, gallbladder cancer, liver cancer, because the meat is a carcinogen, because there's smoked meat. So the point I'm trying to make is, for the time being, at least for the next 10 to 15 years, 20 years, you can't say e-cigarettes are 100% safe because you can't prove until it's been about 20 to 30 years, 40 years, that somebody hasn't gotten cancer or hasn't died from them. That's the point I'm trying to make. So that's my pet peeve with people who say about e-cigarettes. It's like, okay, it's like, you may think e-cigarettes are completely safe, there's no harm, it's as long as you're 18 or older or 21 or older or whatever, it's your choice. It's like not going to harm anybody. Until 20 to 40 years has passed, I reserve judgment. So, any of your thoughts? Bye. I'm not trying to be negative. Bye. Big ass cigar for life. Big ass whatever for life. Bye.